Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Wednesday, guys. Happy second recording. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I have a word for you. Tap in. Happy Wednesday, guys. I have a download I want to share with you guys. God is going to send some of you guys wealthy people. God is going to send some of you guys wealthy people for your shift, for your elevation. Now, when I'm speaking about wealth, I'm not speaking about finances per se, right? That could be included. I'm speaking more so less about people who are wealthy in character, people who are wealthy in spirit. These people will see the call on your life. God have already alerted them to watch you. God have already alerted them to assist you. God have already alerted them to open a door for you. God have already alerted them to relocate you. Funny thing is, some of these people could currently be watching you now, because a lot of the times God will place people in position to watch you first. Many people fail in this particular area for a number of reasons. Again, it could be things that you are doing that's not in alignment for the will on your life, meaning you're going against God's plan and you're refusing to put the work in to get in alignment. So you're just not ready. It is what it is. You're just not ready. If you have that poverty mindset of always want to try to use, abuse, scam, manipulate, God will never, ever, ever, all caps, ever give you access to his people who can change your life if your mindset does not shift. If you still have that mindset of wanting to use people, things like that, you will never, ever have access to God's people. Even if you do, it will be for a very, very, very short period of time. And that can be for different reasons right there, but I won't even dwell right there. But it will be for a very short period of time. And if you fail that test, there's a great chance you will never get a second access to somebody who could potentially shift and change your life. This is why one of the main areas God really work on before elevation or before introducing people into your life that can potentially change your life. This is why he works on our character, because sometimes people have a mindset because maybe they were even raised that way. They were conditioned that rob Peter to pay Paul mentality, that using and that scamming mindset. Some people were raised like that, so it's embedded in them, right? So it's all they know. So many times, I'm sure, God will have to work on your character first. And this is another reason amongst many on why we can be delayed before certain elevations. Okay. So again, when I say God is going to bring wealthy people, this may include finances, right? But it's going to be more so less about people having the ability to see past certain things. You may be someone who have always been gifted, who've always been in alignment, but everyone else overlooked you. No one else could really see your value. No one else they wouldn't believe in you, right? This person or these people will see in you the first time where other people missed it 1,000 times. These people will know that they're called to change your life. They don't even have a choice. They're just obedient. They now know that God have placed abundance and access of wealth from all levels, just to be a blessing to certain people who are called for this specific seasons to elevate and shift because you're in alignment for your purpose and your calling. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it if you can't switch off the mindset of what you want. This shift is not about what you want, meaning your goals, your dreams, your desires. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But in certain seasons, your determination based on your goals, your dreams, and your desires, you're going to have to be called to back that. And in fact, you'll get frustrated thinking that nothing's working anymore and God has forgotten about you. No, it's because you're watering dead grass. That's no longer the area He's calling you to. You're just locked in on that because that has always provided for you. But this shift is not about your goals, dream, and desires. This shift is about people who've answered the call on their life in the way that God wants to use you. Now, sometimes that could be affiliated. Sometimes it could potentially be things that you're already currently doing. But a lot of the times it's going to be completely different than things that you've been trained to do, maybe things you went to school for, maybe things you just had a natural desire to do, right? A lot of the times, your purpose and your calling is going to be completely separate, not saying all, completely separate from your career. But don't worry, because remember, God is responsible to provide where He calls you to. So a lot of people get stuck in their jobs and their careers, things like that, because they feel like that's the only way they know to make money. So it's almost like, how am I going to just shift from this thing to wherever God is calling me, and there's no money there? I don't think you understand how the spiritual realm works. I don't think you understand how the spiritual realm works. Nothing in the spiritual realm is logical. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The same way it makes no sense that out of all the billions of people in the world, God placed a specific persons or persons to see you. It's supernatural. It's supernatural. So if God is calling you somewhere, your wealth is going to be where He's calling you. It has to be. He needs you to be a blessing. You're called. He's calling you to a certain arena. So He has to send you overflow and abundance and wealth of all sorts in order to be used. So you have a choice. He's not going to force you. You have a choice. You can stay with your, wherever you're doing, whatever the case may be. But listen, it is what it is. Everybody don't answer their call, and that's okay, I guess. Also, the mindset shift is going to have to be that it's going to be easy just because God called you to it. Listen. I think a lot of people who've already climbed a few levels can almost vouch to say that the higher you climb, the more difficult it is, because stewardship is way more intense. Your discipline has to be way more intense. The attacks are way more intense. So sometimes we think we want more, but we don't realize that more comes with a lot more. So those of you who are currently going through that, you now understand that at this point, it's not even you yourself wanting more. It's you being called higher. It's not you. Because you're probably good at where you are. If it was just your choice, you're probably good. You're probably content. But you're being called higher now. And so you know what that's going to come with. And even to those of you who are in this position currently, there are going to be other people, other wealthy people, again, wealthy in different sorts, who's watching you too. So it's crazy because other people are watching you thinking you're the pivotal, right? But there's others currently watching you to help you arise higher because they know you're going to need it. This is definitely not this. Listen, I was about to just go ahead and end this, but I have to say this because it just popped in my spirit. Please understand this message, this download is definitely not for everybody. It's only a select few, and you know that you know that you know. But again, if you still have that mindset of just what you want to do, what you're thinking, your own scheming and scamming and this, that, and the third, and you're still with that mindset of moving from flesh versus spirit, this ain't for you, honestly. This ain't for you. You got to sit back and watch from the sidelines, honey, because you got to put that work in. You got to put that work in. You got to put the work in for real, for real. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.